Beautiful, MULATSCHAG. Hey, this is Jared from HED PE, and you're watching MULATSCHAG. It's really the only TV show you'll ever need.
What was the last instrument you bought?
Oh, the last instrument I bought was probably probably a melodica, you know? I think so. I'm trying to think of my studio, what's in there. I think a melodica for sure, yeah.
Is it often that you see an instrument and you figure, hey, that would be a cool sound on the next record or something?
Yeah, you know, my son just got a little Mayan drum because one of our friends went to the pyramids in Mexico and brought him a drum. So I was like, I think that would go good on a record. Also, like, then my son has like this little music box in his crib, and I thought I could record that and detune it and make it sound evil and put it on the record. So I'll probably do that.
You often refer to your fans as the youth of the planet.
Yeah.
Is there any age limit in enjoying HED PE music?
No, definitely not at all. But you know, what's happened is since the band kind of reformed in 2003, we've just had this kind of we rely on the youth to that have been buying all our independent albums and stuff, because old people more remember the old corporate music, and so now that we're an indie band, we find that most of our crowds are younger, you know. So.
But there is no. So
nah, anybody.
Even 60-year-old
everyone's
could.
invited. Yeah.
Tell me about the secret histories of the planet.
Well, you know, because most people only recognize the history that starts with like Greek civilization, but obviously we're finding out now that you had all these really advanced civilizations like the Mayans and Atlantis and whatever. So I think the secret history is the fact that there's been all these like intelligence from other planets and whatever coming down, interacting with the people of this planet from way before the Greek times and whatever, you know. So people try to act like everything that happens on Earth is just like in this, like, you know, just on Earth, like there's no outside influences from off-world entities. So that's what it really is, talking about like the fact that we have as human beings interacted with off-worlders, you know, and that they've had they've done things, you know, with our civilizations and our DNA and stuff. That's the secret history, you know. You know, like even there's people who have worked in the governments, U.S. governments, a lot of international governments who have like worked with alien technology, who are now coming out and talking about it. Like there's this one thing in the States I was watching, the Disclosure Project, where you have like these U.S. officials talking about how they categorize 50 different alien species, and some of them look exactly like us. So, you know, those are very interesting things to discuss, you know.
What's going to happen in 2012? Anything
well,
special?
I don't think 2012 is going to be like a moment. I think it's like more of a progression where we're already progressing through it. It's more of like a sign that says, hey, you're entering a new age, you know. You know, we're ending the age of Pisces, going into the age of Aquarius, and supposedly, as you know, we're going to enter a more cooperative era of humanity, where there'll be more peace and less war and less burning oil and more free energy, and perhaps, you know, our introduction into the galactic neighborhood, you know. But I think the last 2,000 years where the world's been out of balance with a lot of war, you know, a lot of male energy, we're going to see more of a balancing coming out, and I think you can already see it.
But there will still be rock and roll.
Oh, of course. That's what's going to bring us through. That's what's taking us through, man. That's a good question.
In what way has your writing process changed over the years?
Well, you know, when the band first started, it was just kind of like party music. The lyrics were very like superficial music. Once in a while, I'd talk about an alien or this and that, but mostly it was just about partying. And then, you know, like I said, like in around 2004, I started studying all this like secret power structures and quote-unquote conspiracy theories after 9/11, and you know, so that's pretty much changed my whole life. You know, because when you really start to study these things, it changes the way you look at life, and it changes the water you drink and the things you eat, and you know, it's just a life change. So you know, that has now is what my music is all about. You know, this type of secret knowledge about, you know, the mass media and shitty food and you know, consumerism and all of that. So that's now what goes into the lyrical content of the music. You know, I'm talking about important things that, and I find that the youth and people in general of all ages are thinking about the same things, you know. As far as the music, you know, back in the 90s, it was more like experimental, whatever. Now, since the new band, it's more like hardcore punk and thrash heavy metal. It has a more of a focus, and it's heavier. And when it gets heavy, it gets really heavy. And when we do soul, then it's really soulful, you know. So I think it's more focused, whatever style we choose, you know. Like if we're gonna do ska, we make sure it sounds like authentic ska dub style. But if we're gonna do hardcore punk rock, we make sure it's really hardcore, you know.
That's good. Well, since you're a father yourself now, did that kind of give you a different focus on
I
things?
think so, because you know, you start to realize, you know, hey, like if you really love your children, you look out into the world, you're like, you know, I don't just love my children, but you know, Iraqis love their children, and all the people of the world have a love for their children. It's kind of, to me, made me feel more of a family with people that I don't know, you know, because everybody wants to have security and food on the table and pay their rent and take care of their families, you know. So I think that, you know, the HED PE now, the music is, it's, I don't want to say it's important, but it says important things and helps people think about deeper things in a society where a lot of times people are just thinking about a lot of bullshit about, you know, a new pair of sunglasses or, you know, this and that piece of shit or junk that, excuse me, that you're going to buy at the mall or whatever. You know, I think people have to get back to the deeper things in life, you know, what's really important about life, you know, which is love and being good to your neighbor and trying to make sure the world is more peaceful and all sorts of stuff, right? Beautiful, MULATSCHAG. Hey, this is Jared from HED PE and you're watching MULATSCHAG. It's really the only TV show you'll ever need.
MULATSCHAG!